when Goku first came to Earth, Debbie found him while she was pregnant with Mark. He was 1 year older than Mark at the time. So, she was kind of just raising him as her own. Omni-Man didn't really care about Goku. He was acting like he did, but he really didn't care because he knows deep down inside that he's not a Viltrumite and he's going to have to either kill him if he gets in his way or just rule over him anyway. So it's basically the same thing. And he didn't really care. He just overall didn't really care about him like that. It's not like he just saying that he was going to kill him himself or anything. He just didn't care. Then Mark, he felt like he was his actual brother. They basically were, just not blood related. So everything was going good for Goku. When the Mahler twins attacked, Goku was actually in the vicinity because he was actually bad, but he was actually smart. So he was skipping school when the Mahler twins attacked. So he was actually trying to help the most he can. And he actually can go Kaioken at this time because he trained way more than what Mark did because he always had his abilities. He learned certain things from different people that he met in actual Dragon Ball. Like, there's people like Master Roshi. He's there, but like he lives in a regular house and all that stuff. Like, no giant ass turtle, just a normal person. So he's still learning a whole bunch of different stuff from different people who train him. Like, so he learned Kaioken and Kamehameha. Now he knows both of them. So he was trying to help out the best he can, but like even though he knows that technique and that like power, he still wasn't enough for him to beat the Mahler twins alone, really, because the only people who were like, they were fighting the Mahler twins, but it was kind of just even a decent amount until like when Goku showed up. Like, he fought one of them. Like, they ended up punching his arm. Like, his arm, like the bone got pierced a little bit, but it was nothing. It was nothing crazy. Like, it just slightly broke. But then he hit him with the Kamehameha. But then right after that, when they finished blocking, he ended up rushing to them already, punching them like multiple times in the stomach and head to the point where they couldn't block both. And even when they did find a way to block both, he was hitting their legs. Basically, any open spot he got, especially since that he know that he's not on the level of a regular superhero at the moment. He was basically going all out to try to protect. And that's basically going to be his goal. Now, on the other hand, for Mark, he was still in school, all that stuff. He was doing good. So everything happened the same for him so far. He was watching the TV. He found out on the TV what was happening and all that stuff. But for Goku, it was a hand-to-hand combat, like experience. And, he was basically training for him too, because he was fighting people that were on another level than him. Like, even though that he did train, he was fighting people that superheroes are supposed to fight, not rookies, such as himself. Or people that aren't even rookies because he's not a hero yet. So, after that, he goes back home with Omni-Man. They both do. Then, they talk to Debbie. He's like, making sure they're okay and all that stuff. Then that's when Mark he just goes and walks up to Goku and asks him if he wants to go and get something to eat, because he had to go to work soon anyway. So he was basically asking if you want to go to work. Well, not really go to work with me, but do you want to come with me to my job so we can go get something to eat? Because it wasn't really an immediate thing, just something that was going to happen later. So basically, before that happened, Goku just went to go take a nap until it was time for Mark to go to work. So when they went there, they were eating and all that stuff. Everything was the same for Mark earlier in the day with Amber. Well, not really at this moment because that's not when it happened. But like the next day, all that is going the same. So I don't really have to cover that. If I don't say anything about it, that's why. Just letting you know. So also, they're just talking and eating and all that stuff. And then he basically was told to take out the trash because like his break ended. Like he said he was told to take out the trash before he left. So when he went to go take out the trash, the same thing happened. He threw the bag to space. And then he was basically like talking to Goku about it. They both flew home, went to sleep. And then, like I said before, the same thing that happened when Mark went to school, it did. Same thing with Amber. All that happened. So basically the same thing happened for Mark that day. What happened differently for Goku is like he just went to go shopping. Like he went to go shopping, and then of course with this man's bad luck so far, he ran up and he didn't run up, but like he ran into a store thinking to go get some groceries, and somebody was robbing the store. He was trying to use his abilities, but at the time, like he wasn't really thinking straight because he could think before, but it was just something about the fact that not everybody was, like evacuated and stuff like that. Like this man legit had a gun up to somebody's head, so he was basically like panicking because he knows that if he get up, try to fight him, one bullet and he's done. So not Goku himself, but the guy at the cash register, because the robber has the gun to his head. So he's, confused, worried, and, freaking out and all that stuff. But then he just thinks, he needs to do this, because even if he doesn't, what happens if, anything could really happen. The cashier gives him the money, he gets shot anyway. So he has to take the risk to try to save him. As soon as he did that, he went Kaioken. He used Kamehameha and tried to use the same technique that he used on the Mahler twins. Except that this time it was different because this person actually had an actual ability. They came out with electricity. The electricity, they shocked Goku with it. Kind of like a shock color, but if you had one all over your body and 3,000 volts. So this man was in pain. But at the same time, he realized what he had to do. And he ended up using everything that he got taught. Everything. Different fighting styles, different techniques, and all that stuff, Kaioken. And then that's when it hit him. The next times Kaioken. He went Kaioken times 2, and then he was just strong enough to actually, he was fast enough and strong enough to actually move behind the robber, punch him, and that was basically it for the robber. He got knocked out, especially because the robber, he had good attack, but his defense was terrible. Abilities, even Goku realized it. He was like, if you have a good attack ability, you should use it you should use it defensively too. He could have created an electricity shield, but he didn't. So it's kind of when you have a character, this is off topic, but if you have a character that uses attack, try to make him use that attack type ability on defensive too. But back on topic, that basically happened. The cops came, and Goku actually, when they took off the mask, the cops, Goku actually realized that this is the same kid who went to his school. He remembered him from earlier in the day when he actually did try going to school. Something got him mad and he left. But he ended up coming back because he realized it was the right thing to do. But he remembered him because he remembered him putting the stuff in his locker, and then somebody walked up to him and started bullying him and making fun of his grandfather that was dying. So then, when he was in the car, Goku asked him why did he do it, and he basically said that his grandfather was dying and he needed to get all the money he could to help him. So then, that's when the car drove away. Goku felt kinda bad, but at the same time, he felt like that's what he had to do because there was no telling what could have happened in that situation. So that's what he did. And when he went back home, he was kind of just thinking if he could have did something differently. Then he was also talking to, it was dinner at the time, and he was basically talking to Omni-Man, Debbie, and Mark. He was basically asking if what he did was wrong. Then Debbie said, she basically said, if you think it's right to do, then do it. Omni-Man was more on the edge of saying, there's no point in wasting time on that one, just that one thing when there was multiple other things that happened in the day that he could have did. Debbie was basically, giving him that look, why did you say that? And Omni-Man tried to cover up what he said, saying he meant it in a different way. And he was and Goku was kind of it's okay, I didn't take it like that. But he actually really did realize what he was trying to say, and he didn't really. That also, kind of just added on to the fact that they don't have too much of a good relationship. Not much, really. Well, not at all, for real. But Mark's day went exactly the same in the actual story. Like I said it did. Goku's, it went way differently. So basically, a lot of other things is happening for Goku. So he's getting his training in early. Mark is still, a regular teenager. Same with Goku, but a lot of things is different for them because of their personality type and what their abilities are, and stuff like that. I also didn't explain how he actually met Master Roshi. He met him one day when he was going to school, he actually met him. Master Roshi asked him for a job, asked him if he could do a job for him. And then, Goku ended up helping him out. Ever since then, they've been kind of cool. Goku would help him out sometimes. And then they eventually, ended up talking more. Goku basically seeing that he was training and how strong he was, he wanted him to train him. And that's how that ended up happening. My bad for not explaining that before. And also, the next day is actually when somebody finds out that Omni-Man killed the Guardians. He killed the Guardians. I also didn't mention that because I didn't feel like it was necessary, because like I said, a lot of the things that happen are the same in the story. So I said if I don't mention something, just it just went exactly the same as the story. So after he killed the Guardians, everything was the same because him and Goku doesn't have a crazy good relationship. Goku wasn't close enough to him to actually realize something or find something out at this moment yet. Debbie didn't find anything yet either. And, I forgot that demon guy's name, but, he's there, he's on the case and all that stuff. He's thinking that Omni-Man did it, but he didn't go to Debbie yet. And Mark is kind of just, he's still being a teenager, basically. And he's also being the superhero that he was before. But he's not doing anything crazy. He's really just doing everything that he was doing at the beginning of his superhero. When he was just a rookie. And it's kind of the alien invasion attack didn't happen yet either. It's going to happen 3 days from this point on. Alright, yeah, but that's it for now. Tragic. I wasn't talking about anything crazy the last 3 minutes, but Bitch ass, you stayed, nigga.